Today we will see few phenomena of light. Light is a basically wave in nature, which was suggested by Hyzin. Uh, about interference, when we learn, we have to study few more things about the wave. See, there are basically two types of waves. One is a longitudinal wave and another is a transverse wave. The wave which have vibrations parallel to the direction of propagation, like this. Suppose the wave is going like this and the vibrations are in the same direction, then we say it is a longitudinal wave. As an example, sound waves are a longitudinal wave. The another type is a transverse wave where the vibrations are perpendicular to the direction of propagation. If the propagation is in this direction, the vibrations are perpendicular to that one. The example is light wave. Now, this light wave, when we show it, will be like this one, and it has some, it has a wavelength, it has a frequency, it has a time period, and it has amplitude, phase, and so on. So, when we study the wave nature of light, then we have to remember all such a points. If we show the wave in this way, and this is what? The nature. Then it has a wavelength. Then what is wavelength? Wavelength is a length of one single wave. However, we can say it is the distance from one crest to another crest, a successive crest next to that one. This length is called as a wavelength, and usually it is shown by letter lambda. Then what is frequency? The frequency is the number of cycles, number of waves in 1 second, obtained in 1 second, is called as frequency. So it may be shown in F or EM and so on. Suppose the number of waves are 50, then we say 50 cycles per second as its a frequency. It is measured in terms of hertz. Then what is time period? Time period is time required to complete one wave. So when the wave starts, suppose, so this time for one wave is called as time period and denoted by letter T. What is phase? Phase means the angular position of the wave. Here usually when wave starts here, suppose it is begin here, then this has been considered to be an angle of 0. Suppose this is what one cycle, and we begin, suppose here, this one cycle, and we begin maybe like this one. Here we begin, suppose the angle is 0 degree, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 90. Then 100, 120 and so on 180. Continuously if we go 270 and 360. Like this one, this is a half cycle, and for this half cycle here we consider angle as a 0 degree, and here maximum 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree and 360 degree. However, when we proceed ahead, then at that time it is difficult to consider in terms of degrees. So instead of that one, the angle is measured in terms of radians, like 0, then 90 as a pi by 2, then pi, here 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, then 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 and so on. So in terms of radians we can measure, and various positions can be noted in terms of that phase. Then when the wave vibrates, we say particles vibrates, then this is what the mean position of the wave. From mean position to maximum, this height we call as an amplitude. So denoted by letter capital A, or sometimes it may be denoted by a small a. So this is what amplitude. So like this one, there are various things are associated with this wave. One more thing that we have to learn. Suppose there are two waves are there. This is one wave and another wave I will show here only, that it is to be like this one, same wave, and draw. So this is wave. I can say the both waves are having same frequency. and they are traveling in the same phase. Then at that time, see, when it is having a 0 angle, 0 degree angle, pi by 2, pi by 2, 2 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi by 2. So at that time, both waves don't have any phase difference. It means both are supposed to be in the same phase. So at that time, suppose the two trains are moving simultaneously, they are in hand, both are simultaneously going on hand in hand, then we can say no one is going ahead or no one is back. Similarly, here both waves are in phase. Also, we can say there is a no phase difference. So phase difference is one more thing I can say. What? Phase difference. And this difference is measured in terms of an angle. Simultaneously, if we want to show the difference in terms of a path, it is called as a path difference. Now I can say here both waves are having 0 phase difference or 0 path difference. Now suppose I can say one wave begins like this one, suppose maybe. Then here you can say there is a difference, definite difference is there, particular difference. If you write in terms of a phase, the difference will be 2 pi phase difference, and in path difference the difference will be 1 lambda, considering both are having same frequency, remember, and same wavelength. It means both waves are supposed to be monochromatic in nature. Then suppose I can say the wave begins from here, then the phase difference will be, this is 2 pi and this is 2 pi. 4 pi will be phase difference and path difference will be lambda. This is what? 2 lambda. 2 lambda is the total path difference between the two waves. So this is how we can measure the phase difference and path difference. All these things are necessary to understand the phenomena of interference. So now what is interference? Interference, when two or more light waves superpose on each other, then there will be modification in the amplitude of the resultant wave, intensity of the resultant wave. Then this phenomena is called as interference. Basically, this interference can be observed very well if the light is a monochromatic in nature. What is monochromatic? If a light has a single wavelength, then it is called as a monochromatic. And secondly, if the two waves which we are considering of the light wave, they should have the constant phase difference or in the same phase, then we can observe interference pattern very well. Again, now, what are the types then? There are basically two types of interferences. One is a constructive interference and another one will be destructive interference. In constructive interference, these two waves we are considering, both are having the same wavelength, means monochromatic waves, and there is now in this case the path phase difference or path difference is same, that is 0 now in this case. If they superpose on each other, then what will happen? This resultant gives us, after superposition, the wave will be of maximum intensity or we say maximum amplitude. So in this case, the phase difference, now here the phase difference is a 0. So we write phase difference. See, the phase difference will be equal to either 0, or if I write path difference, then the path difference will be, in this case, path difference in this case will be also 0. If I remove one wave, see, then what will happen? There will be some phase difference. and that will be of 2 pi. So I can say if it is a 2 pi, then and then only the wave gives this superposition gives constructive interference. It means that what will happen in this case, that crest fall on crest and trough fall on trough. At that time there will be increase in amplitude or intensity, resultant intensity will increase. So if the phase difference is 0 to pi, or now path difference will be 0 or lambda, because this is a single wavelength. Similarly, again we consider this pattern, then also we can see crest fall on crest, trough fall on trough. It means the phase difference will be, this is 2 pi and 2 pi, that will be 4 pi, and the path difference will be of 2 lambda, because 2 waves, one wave, another wave. It means we can say in general, to get constructive interference pattern, the phase difference should have value 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, or even multiple of pi. And in terms of path difference, if we want to understand constructive interference, the path difference should be 0, lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, 4 lambda, 5 lambda, or in generally I can say n lambda path difference. Then we will get constructive interference. Now we will study what is destructive interference. The pattern I will show here. In this case, see, these are the 2 waves, both superpose on each other. But what will happen here at the beginning, the second wave starts after some definite phase difference, definite path difference I can say. Phase means in terms of angle and path means in terms of a length. So here the definite phase difference is pi, and if we write path difference, it will be lambda by 2. So in case of destructive interference, what will happen? Because of this situation, there is a difference of phase pi and path difference is lambda by 2. So trough fall on crest of other wave, crest of one wave falls on trough of other wave, and thus they can cancel each other, and resultant, if we obtain, the resultant will be a darkness, nothing we will obtain. So how we can write then? In this case, the phase difference will be equal to, here it may be, phase difference will be, it means pi by 2. Suppose if we remove one wave, then this will be 2 pi plus pi. Sorry, this is not pi by 2, it is a pi. And this is 2 pi plus one more. Right? So what will happen? It will be either 3 pi. So in terms of path difference, the thing will be equal to, for first it is a lambda by 2, then 3 lambda by 2, and so on. It means in destructive type of interference, the phase difference will be either pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi, and so on. And in terms of path difference, it will be pi by 2, 3. Path difference will be lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, or 5 lambda by 2, or 7 lambda upon 2. In this way, to understand constructive and destructive interference, we have to take into account the phase difference and path difference. Either we consider phase difference or otherwise path difference. It means we can understood, if we write in terms of phase difference, we have to take in terms of angle. If we want to write in terms of path difference, we have to write in terms of a wavelength lambda. So this is what the basic difference. Secondly, in constructive interference, if the things are higher, that is we get here maximum amplitude, maximum intensity, it means in this case we get maximas. These are called as maximas, and whatever may be the final, the pattern observed, it is bright. We say brightness can be obtained. In destructive interference, here we only get such a maximas. We say minima, or even in such a cases 0 intensity, or we say darkness is obtained. So these are either the pattern of darkness or minima. So finally we can come to conclusion that for getting constructive interference in terms of phase difference, the difference should be 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and so on. And in terms of path difference, it will be 0, lambda, 2 lambda, or in generally n lambda, that is 3 lambda, 4 lambda, 5 lambda and so on. In case of destructive interference, we should have phase difference pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi and so on. That is odd multiple of pi. Whereas the path difference must be lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2, 7 lambda by 2, or in general we can say n plus half into lambda. This will be the condition for path difference in case of destructive interference. In constructive interference, we get brightness or maxima. In case of destructive interference, we get darkness or minima. So these are the basic things one should have to remember when we study the interference. Now we will study the theory of interference. Let us look the theory for interference due to reflected light. The interference can be obtained by reflected light as well as transmitted. But now we are considering only reflected light. Consider a parallel phased thin film which is a transparent in nature. It may be a very thin layer of water, very thin layer of any transparent material. Maybe glass having micron in thickness. And consider a beam of monochromatic ray which gets incident on the upper layer of the film. When it incident at point P1, it gets reflected in the direction ray P1 R1, at the same time the ray P1 Q1 gets refracted here. So this is what the refracted ray, and then it come out which is the transmitted ray. At point Q1, once again the light gets internally reflected here. So this is again incident at point P2. From point P2 it come out emerge as P2 R2, whereas after internal reflection it emerges as a Q2 and outside. In this way, at upper side we get the rays P1 R1, P2 R2, P3 R3, P4 R4, all are reflected rays, whereas we say these are the transmitted rays. Now as an example, only we can say these two rays P1 R1 and P2 R2. The ray P2 R2 and P1 R1, if we look, both emerges from point P1. So if we say P1 R1 is a one ray, then this ray will be like this one, P1 Q1 P2 R2. It means from point P1 two rays emerges. One goes in this direction up, another refracted, internal reflection and come out. So P2 R2. So if we want to see these two separate rays, then there will be some definite path difference. Depending upon the path difference, these two rays gives either constructive type of interference or destructive type of interference, and we have to find out whether this is a constructive or destructive interference. So for that one we begin with the further theory. Now the path difference between P1 R1 and P2 R2 supposed to be D, and this D will be equal to, I say, P1 Q1 P2 R2. So P1 Q1 P2. Now actually the thing is like this one. One more thing, from P2 we will draw a normal on ray P1 R1 which meets at point A. Then we can say the two rays are having same traveling from this side, from A onwards and P2 onwards. So therefore we will find out only the path difference between like this one. This is one, this part, and another one is this much. However, P1, Q1, P2 is in denser medium, and P1A is in the air. So we write P1 Q1 P2, P1 Q1 P2. This is in the film, that is in denser medium, whereas P1A, this is in air medium. So this path difference we have to find out. So if it is in denser medium, then we have to consider the refractive index of the denser medium, and supposed to be that refractive index is a mu. The film is having thickness T. That also we have to consider. Again, few more things, like when the ray incident, then this is the angle of incidence with the normal. Similarly, this angle will be I. This is I, this is also I. When the light gets refracted here, this is what? Angle of refraction, R. So if this is R, then this will be angle of refraction R, this will be angle of refraction. It means the point P1, Q1, and here I say M. For this one I write M. So P1, Q1, M. The angle is R. Similarly, P2, Q1, M. This angle is also angle of refraction R. Similarly, as this is angle of incidence I, then the triangle P1, P2, A, it makes an angle here. This angle seems to be also R. If we see, learn the geometry, then we can understand. This also angle obtained to be I. Okay? Like, because this angle is 90 minus I, and this is a 90. So 90 minus I, therefore this will be R. Okay? Now, begin with the path difference. So, this is what the path difference. Further, P1, Q1, P2 means P1, Q1, P2 means P1, Q1 plus Q1, P2. Okay? We call this as an equation A. Then, from this figure, we can say here cos R for this triangle. Okay, particularly P1, M, Q1 from figure in triangle P1, M, Q1, and also, and for triangle I say triangle P2, M, Q1 for that one, for both one. Triangle P1, Q1, M, and in triangle P2, Q1, M. P1, Q1, M, this triangle, and P2, Q1, M, this triangle. Both are right angle triangle. Here, this angle is angle of refraction R. So, triangles are same triangles. So, we say cos R. Cos R is equal to adjacent side MQ1 upon hypotenuse P1Q. Similarly, for other triangle, we say cos R MQ1 upon hypotenuse. That is what? QP. So say. Then from this one we say P1 Q1. This is what? P1 Q1. This length. P1 Q1. MQ1 upon cos R. Similarly, Q1 P2 is equal to MQ1 upon cos R. Therefore, P1 Q1 plus Q1 P2 is equal to T upon cos R plus T upon cos R, where MQ1 is nothing but the thickness here. This thickness of the thin film we have substituted. So total will be 2T upon cos R. We call this is equation 1. Again in triangle P1A P2. P1A P2. This is once again a right angle triangle. Here we get right angle. And in that right angle triangle, if we want to write sin I, this angle is I. Sin I is equal to the front side P1A upon hypotenuse. Now this P1A upon this, that is P1 P2. Whereas P1 P2 can be divided to P1M and MP2. Okay. So P1A is equal to P1 P2 sin I. Then P1 P2 will be P1M plus MP2 into sin I. Okay. Then we will go ahead. P1M and MP2. So both values. So we say P1M and MP2 both are the same, equal to, here I write, is equal to T tan R. Now we proceed ahead. See, but P1 P2 is equal to P1M plus MP2. This one. Then from triangle P1 QM, P1 QM, we write tan R is equal to P1M upon MQ1. So tan R is equal to P1M upon MQ1. Therefore, P1M is equal to T into tan R. Take this side. MQ1 is nothing but T, thickness of the film. Similarly, MP2, this part is nothing but also equal to D tan R, both. Therefore, in all, P1, P2 equal to T tan R and T tan R. That is P1M plus MP2, which is nothing but 2T tan R. Now, for P1A, what will happen? For P1A, P1A will be equal to 2T tan R into sin R. So again, sin I is equal to, again, sin I upon sin R is nothing but refractive index of the material. So from this one we say sin I is equal to, I say sin I is equal to mu into sin R. Now use this value of sin R in equation of P1A, which is equal to 2T tan R. Sin R is nothing but mu sin R. Now this is equation 2, and in previous slide use both equation 1 and 2 in equation A. Here we have to use equation 1 and equation 2 here. Okay. Now using equation 1 and 2 in equation A here. So the values both P1 Q1 plus P1 P2 and P1A we have to substitute here. So D is equal to mu bracket 2T upon cos R minus the value of P1A 2 mu T tan R into sin R. Now just we have to solve the equation. So 2 mu T cos R minus 2 mu T. Here tan R is nothing but sin R upon cos R. Therefore sin square R upon cos R. We take common 2 mu T cos R upon cos R, 2 mu T upon cos R into in bracket 1 minus sin square R is equal to 2 mu T cos R into cos square R. So finally we come to 2 mu T cos R, equation number 3. However, when a ray is reflected on the from the back of denser medium, then there will be additional path difference of lambda by 2 is introduced. Therefore, in this equation of path difference, we have to place an additional value of lambda by 2, and the total path difference is equal to 2 mu T cos R plus lambda by 2. Now, if this path difference, this one, D equal to n lambda, then the interference will be of constructive type, whereas we get maximum intensity or we say brightness is obtained. And now using this one, value of path difference 2 mu T cos R plus lambda by T equal to n lambda, or if we transfer lambda by 2 that side, then we get this value. Or in general we say 2 mu T cos R is equal to n minus half lambda, or sometimes if the value of n, which is nothing but an integer, maybe more or less 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we can also substitute minus or plus. Then this will be the condition for constructive type of interference, that is for brightness or maximum intensity. Further, for destructive type of interference, the path difference will be n plus or minus half into lambda. That is, if we put the D value here, then 2 mu T cos R plus lambda by 2 is equal to n lambda. Therefore, we get 2 mu T cos R is equal to n lambda. So this will be the condition for destructive type of interference, minimum intensity or darkness. So this is how we can understand the interference due to reflected light and their corresponding conditions if we use a parallel phased thin film which is a transparent in nature. These are the path difference condition for constructive interference and for destructive type of interference. Okay.